I was recognized today. It wasn't for YouTube, but it was still awesome. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. The big news outside my sewing room isn't particularly great. Riley got into a little bit of trouble Friday at daycare. My phone rang about 2 or 2:30, and when I saw the caller ID said doggy daycare, I was a little freaked out because, dogs can be unpredictable. I talked to Erin. She's one of the managers over at doggy daycare, and she informed me that Riley was in a little bit of a scuff. She didn't start it, but she jumped into the middle of it and kind of continued and stayed riled up. She got put into timeout. I did ask if I needed to come pick her up because if she was in trouble and stuff, and like, no, we're just gonna put her in timeout for a little bit and see if that calms her down. Apparently, she had to stay in timeout for the rest of the afternoon. I don't care because at least that way she sees, you do bad things, you get put in timeout. Hopefully, things stay calm. I know that, like I said, dogs are unpredictable. And she and I had a discussion when we got home, and I said, we don't do things like that. I mean, you get a little bit crazy. She should have asked how big the dog was that she got in a scuff with, because she likes to play with the bigger dogs. Huh. Not worried about it. Either way, she's fine. Nobody got hurt, and she's still allowed at daycare, which is important because that's where she's staying while I go to Stephanie's retreat at the end of December, which is like a month away. Wow. Percy, the radioactive cat, he's been a little crazy this week. I have gotten so many times when I come down here, give me food, give me food, give me food. He's a little demanding, but I get it. He's also been cuddling with people he's not supposed to, and puppies he's not supposed to. He's always been a cuddler. I knew that was going to be a big, difficult thing to handle when we got home, is he wanting to cuddle with me. I know that I can keep limited cuddle times and everything and that, but he has started to cuddle with Riley. And yeah, that is a little bit more unexpected. I mean, I've caught them, halfway cuddling together, but it's now happening more and more. I know it's because we don't have Jesse anymore. But it's just crazy when you see, cats and dogs lying down with each other. His big off limits levels are supposed to be done in the middle of this week, so hopefully he'll be happier when he gets to have a little bit more cuddle time with me. Here in the sewing room, it has been a busy week. The first thing is I got the baby quilt done. I managed to put it on the long arm. I will have photos, a close up of the stitching that I did, because I did dragonflies because I think they're awesome. But I have the full quilts up here, and you'll see the dragonfly. And like I said, on the back, I love it because it's got the radioactive bunnies. They loved it at show and tell because, it's Tula pink. The shop owner's daughter is basically in love with Tula. Okay, at least the fabric and stuff. But yeah, that I can't wait to gift it away in a week and a half. Then I got my Saturday sampler block worked on. This one, again, it was crazy. I'm calling these my fabric scissors because, yeah, funny joke. I didn't have any problems following the directions this time because I followed the diagram instead of the words. There was one minor mistake in the cutting instructions. I needed one more piece that wasn't cut. I had plenty of extra, so I just said, okay, here, I got the extra. It just took me 2 seconds to cut one more piece. I did make a goof cutting the red fabric. I don't know whether I was given like about a quarter of an inch too short of the material, or whether I should have just cut the opposite direction. I didn't pay too much attention as to what I did wrong. Either way, I went to the shop and got it resolved by saying, "Hey, look, here's $1. Give me the extra piece that I need." It was a lot of fun. We've got 2 more blocks there, so I did Saturday Sampler Saturday morning, and we picked up our next block, which is press. I did notice in their sample block that they keep up there that there's 2 versions of the S. You'll see that later in with the scenes from the week. I don't know which direction I'm going to do with the S, or if I'm just going to do a third direction and say it needs to go this way. I'll read the directions to see what it is. It just looks like they got one of the pieces upside down compared to the other. It still looks gorgeous. It's not, there's no right, there's no wrong. And with these, they've been giving us plenty of extras in order to make sure we have just enough. And we're talking, it's going to be like probably a 1.5 inch square. So it's not like I can't come up with 1.5 inch square if I want to do a different rounding for it. After Saturday Sampler, I had my live 11Zs with Russ, which is every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. I worked on the Fort Worth Fabric Studio Lighted Up Christmas Mystery Quilt. And this week's block was green light bulbs. So the first thing that I really need to tell everybody is I goofed cutting, which means that's the second time that I goofed this week. Doesn't matter. I apparently did bad math somehow, and I still don't quite know how I did the bad math, but I was short one light bulb, or one green piece for the light bulb. And what I did is I had 2 options. Option 1 was I could contact Fort Worth Fabric Studio and they would send me a replacement scrap for small fee and shipping. So it probably cost me $5. I don't know, because I didn't call them. What I decided to do instead was to Frankenstein a couple pieces together and cut out the piece that I needed. And when you take the piece that I did, you really can't tell from a distance. Oh, actually, you can now from the distance because of the shadows. But once this gets quilted up, you will not really notice that there is a Frankenstein piece in here. And if you do, you aren't quilt worthy. So I managed to get all 10 of the blocks done. They went together very quickly. I got a couple of them done on my live, and then after I finished with the live, I popped over into my friend Steven of Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter, because he had a pop-up sew day Zoom session, and that's why I finished those blocks. If you are interested in the whole Fort Worth Fabric Studio quilt along, my friend Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches is doing the tutorials for each week's blocks, and she will have week 3 published first thing in the morning, along with, the actual pattern is being released sometime in the morning. I'm not going to get around to it probably until at least midweek. But the patterns are free, and they give you all the fabric requirements. You can shop your stash, you can shop your local quilt shop, and they may have a few more kits available. I forgot to check before I started recording this video. Also, during Steven's pop-up sew day, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't have any more light bulbs to make. What am I going to work on? So I started to work more on my sister's table runners. I had everything pressed and ready to go, so I just needed to trim the edges so that they were straight edges. and then I can start sewing everything together. So I got all of the tubes sewn, and then I got everything sewn for 4 more. Yeah, 4 more of them. So they're all the actual sewing pieces are done. They still need top stitching done to finish them off. And that just requires me to go and pick threads, colors for each of them. So I am almost done with those. And I have also decided I'm going to make at least 1 more because my cousin is a huge, actually, I probably should not talk about that. Either way, I'm making one for her, and it's going to be made out of Schitt's Creek fabric, and because she's a huge Schitt's Creek fan, and hopefully YouTube doesn't think that I am saying something else. Oh well, it's not like this video is going to get monetized or anything. So yeah, I'm going to be making that for her, and then I got to figure out what I'm going to make for my coworkers because I think I'm going to make them table runners as well. I just haven't figured out if I'm going to do individual picks of fabrics for them, or if I'm going to just say, here's a basic design. I haven't even decided if I want to give them spring related, Christmas related, or just like generic. Here's something that you put in your area dining table or something if you want to put a table runner out. After Steven's pop-up sew day, I was on my friend Stephanie of Stephanie Stitches channel on her live at 5. We did the Harvest Table Runner, which is this pattern from Villa Rosa Designs. I will put a link to it in the description. This was a very fun pattern to put together. We got the kits in our Fort Worth Fabric Studio subscription box. And so we both had everything to do with it. And we started putting it together, and it went together very quickly. It took probably 10 or 15 minutes for us to cut. And we did that obviously ahead of time so that we can just sit here and sew with y'all. And we were done sewing the projects in 45 minutes. This is how it ended up. I hope I got enough of it in frame. We did it slightly different. This gorgeous metallic fabric, which I should probably show this way because it's got the word grateful written into it. I chose this as my focal fabric, and she chose it as her accent fabric. And this gorgeous pumpkin, she put as her focal fabric, and I did as the accent. So we've got two very similar table runners. They're both gorgeous, and I need to get it put onto. I got some fabric this afternoon in order to get it quilted up. So I'm very excited about that. It has been a very, very busy week. And then there was today, since I needed to get some backing fabric for the table runners. And I was thinking, if I'm going to throw this on the long arm, I need to make it worthwhile. So I went to the local quilt shop to buy basically backing fabric and additional fabric to make another table runner. And as I walked in, this lady just looks at me and says, "I know you. You're the one who's always in the shop's pictures." It was a little startling, but with the fact that there's so few male quilters in the area, if you see a guy walking into a quilt shop, it's like, wait a second, if I looked at social media, I recognize you. It was very fun. I sat and chatted with her for a few minutes. It was great to just chit chat and everything. I gave her a sneak peek at my socialites quilt, the same pictures that I shared with you a couple weeks ago when I had it almost done. Just because I didn't want to give her, well, I don't have a full picture of it yet. But I want to give her something exciting to look forward to, because I did tell her that it's going to be in show and tell probably sometime in the first quarter of 2024, depending on how long it takes me to get through 400 inches of hand binding. That's a long way to go. I got a few things this week in the mail. All of them were expected, so it's not like I went on any last minute binge purchases. The first thing that I got, I did an unboxing of, and that was Fort Worth Fabric Studios subscription box. It was their second box, and it was another great box. They are opening up new slots in it every month, as I mentioned in that video, and in anybody else who's talking about it. They're growing. They're trying to figure out how many people they need to make subscriptions for, and they're just adding more and more as they can. So if you haven't signed up yet, go on to their website, and there's a notify me when there's availability button on there. So I do highly recommend them. It is a great value for the price, and the fact that you get everything for a project instead of having to get a portion of the fabric and then have to make a second portion or second purchase to get the rest of it. And it ends up being the same price, but you are excited about it, then you have to wait and get more stuff. I don't like that. I like the fact, okay, I'm excited about it, and then I can stay excited about it and do the project. That's, like I said, the big thing. And we got some really awesome stuff in the box this week. So I will have a link to their video, or not to their video, to their the unboxing of their box, so that you can go take a look at it. The second thing I got is my friend Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches. She sent out her Christmas project kit, and I got it, and I was very excited about it. We got everything for a pillow this time, well, except for the pillow form, because those things don't ship easily. We were also given a couple little cutesy things. My favorite thing is this little coaster. We've gotten a different coaster from the same company in a different subscription box. It was last year, and I thought they were very cute. And when I saw this, I said, this is exciting. So I have a Christmas coaster that I can have around here. We got the fabric, like I said, for the top. We got a little mini charm pack of Christmas Eve. So it's got all of the little fabrics in there, and this is gorgeous. And again, as I said, I like it when it's done this way. We have the finishing fabrics for the project, and the project is this pillow. And I don't know when I'm going to have the energy and OCD to do these little tiny triangles, but I will have the energy hopefully soon to do these little tiny triangles. It looks like it's a lot of fun. And as I'm looking at these instructions, my mind visually is saying, okay, these are big pieces, until I realize it's almost actual size in the instructions for the diagram. So that's, again, it's pretty amusing, but I love this pattern. I love the fabric. I am excited, and hopefully we'll be able to start working on this project soon. Probably not for this Christmas, but it will be in soon. The final thing that I got, and I'm going to have to scoot over here to grab it because it's heavy, is this giant box. What is in this giant box? But a kit of, oh, there it is, the Happy Habitat quilt from Tula Pink. And it's featuring their Besties line. And again, it is packed full with fabric. This literally weighs a ton. I even got the backing with it because who doesn't love this awesome backing? But yeah, it's got, now that I have the backing on, I can pull out the kit, but it's got everything. This is a literal ton of fabric. It's got some solids up here. It's got prints from the line. I love this little pink dot, and everything down to like the bunnies and the goldfish and the puppy dogs. So I'm excited that I will be able to do this. And the pattern looks like it's very simple. If you just look at it from ahead, it looks like it's a bunch of some size squares of her big focal fabrics, and they're just snowballed. And then whatever method they are doing to do the Irish chain. And like I said, it looks very simple. The worst part is going to be fussy cutting everything. But I say worse in a wonderful way. For upcoming stuff, there's a lot happening this week. I am doing my first collaboration with Stephanie of Quilting with Stephanie Stitches and Shannon of Slay Arts. We are doing the Cotton Cuts Mini Mystery. It's a table runner. It's a 6-clue table runner where the clues will be released every other day starting tomorrow, November 20th. We will be doing the sew live on our channels. The first clue will be sewn up on my channel on November 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern. The second clue will be on Shannon's channel on Wednesday, November 22nd at 6 p.m. The third clue is going to be on Stephanie's channel, November 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern. And as you are, trying to figure these things out, I'm going to have a little bit of schedule in the show notes. So you don't have to memorize this. You'll just have to remember to go look. And then if you're also planning things out, the fourth clue is going to be on Sunday, November 26th at 11 a.m. on Shannon's channel. The 28th, that will be Tuesday, will be on my channel at 5 p.m. for clue 5. And finally, on Thursday, November 30th at 6 p.m., Stephanie will be hosting the finishing of it. And at that point, we will all have a finished table runner top before December even stops, or before December even starts. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm going to have the whole schedule in the show notes below, and we already have our live cards out there. So if you go into to YouTube and you can say, notify me when the live starts. You'll get a notification pop up on your phone, assuming that you're logged into your phone with YouTube as well. I think you get emails and stuff as well. But either way, there's all kinds of ways that you'll be able to tell when we are going live. It's Thanksgiving week this week, so am I going to be stuffed or will I have time in my sewing room? Besides the mini mystery, I am going to be working on the third week pattern of the Fort Worth Fabric Studio Light It Up Mystery Quilt. I am already a couple weeks in and excited to see what's coming out next. Besides that, in the mini mystery, I'm going to have to hunt something else down to work on. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do yet. Part of it is going to end up being, I got to put the table runners on the long arm, which if I don't do that now, they won't be ready for Thanksgiving. I'm not hosting Thanksgiving anyway. And then there's also a general goal that I have going on. I've been talking with Shannon of Slay Arts, and she and I have both decided that we both need to have a goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Today, I hit 600, and every time that I get a new subscriber, I'm startled that enough of you are just excited to see what I'm up to on a weekly basis, and then that are sewing with me as I do my lives. So it is just, shocking to me, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. She had announced on her channel that she's going to do a giveaway if she hits 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I've decided that I should do a giveaway as well. So if I hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I will be doing a giveaway. I will figure out what I'm going to be giving away over the next couple weeks. I have some things in my mind of what I should do, but I haven't quite figured it out exactly what I'm going to do. So if you want to help us out, please smash that subscribe button on both of our channels. The link to her channel is in my video description below. And also, while we are talking about subscriber goals, my friend Stephen Bland of Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter has a goal of hitting 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And he is inching very close. And like, as awesome as it would be for me and Shannon to hit 1,000, I think it would be more awesome for him to hit 10,000 because he's such a wonderful person and he puts out many hours of content each week. And I think everybody who looks at his videos should be subscribed to them. Anyway, that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, please consider liking the video below. And as I mentioned earlier, subscribing to my channel. If you hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe, it will let you know when I publish videos or go live on Saturday mornings at 11 Eastern. It doesn't cost you anything and it really helps the channel to grow. I hope you have a great rest of your day and an awesome week. And until next time, stay happy and keep stitching.